Hey!
Hey, hi.
Welcome to the Natasha and Debbie show.
Hello.
That's brutal. Just two patriotic girls. So please don't take us the wrong way. I'm so low now again.
I feel like I'm like, hi.
What?
I feel like I'm a little kid, like peeking in the store
I know, and I
window.
look weird. And again, that's pretty normal for me.
I know.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's show.
Hi.
Yeah, I did it to you this time.
You did. You got me.
I
I didn't think we were starting yet.
Yeah, I know. We're too busy playing around with, do we look okay?
I know. I'm trying to get it right.
We look this.
Still feel like a little kid.
And she's sitting on two cushions. Don't forget that.
I think I need another booster.
We're a day late, a dollar short.
We were busy.
Where did that saying come from?
I have no idea.
You guys say that? Day late, a pound short?
Ooh.
Inquiring minds want to know. So we'll be back tomorrow too. So you got two videos, 2 days in a row. Are you excited?
Yes.
So don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow as well. But yeah, thank you for being here today. As usual, let's just get this out of the way. If you like the content, please hit the like button. And if you want to subscribe, you can hit the subscribe button too. It's also a free thing to do.
It is free, and it's a great way to show that you like our channel. Help support us.
Mm-hmm. So there you go.
There it is. And look at my new eyeballs.
I knew you were going to do
Well,
that.
you know, they were in my hand.
She got toys. Thank you to Mandy Potts for the
It's
toys.
not how you're supposed to wear them.
I think you're supposed to wear them, period.
Yeah, you are. You're supposed to wear them on your hand.
I happen to have a hand right here. So you're saying I need a hand?
Hello? Hello?
This is also from Mandy Potts. So Debbie got a big thing of toys in the P.O. box.
Hello. So what are we doing today?
We're going to go take a look at Dover Castle.
Ooh, fun. I love castle.
Oh, I love Castle.
Yes, I love castling. I know you love castling more than I do.
Castles are my favorite thing about, well, the UK, I guess. Europe in general. I do love castles. This one popped up and we were told there's a lot of history here. Possibly England's most important castle.
Ooh, I want to find out about that.
Yeah. So we know it's a castle in England, in Kent,
Mm-hmm.
and it's supposed to be important.
Well, let's find out the importance of this castle.
This is all we know. So we're going to take a look into Dover Castle. At the end, let us know if you've been and your thoughts. So let's take a look at Dover Castle.
One of England's most strategically important castles sits high above the southern coast, overlooking the English Channel. Dover Castle is an impressive and dominating structure and fortification that has a remarkable history. Throughout its lifetime, it stood taller than the Nazis, outlasted some of history's most important and notorious kings, and seen off the threat from Napoleon. It really is an amazing castle.
Wow.
Join us today as we visit its history and show you around the incredible Dover Castle.
I'm down.
Remember, if you do enjoy our videos, please support the channel by subscribing. The site of Dover Castle has been occupied for millennia, with an Iron Age hill fort being established centuries before the medieval castle was built.
Oh, wow.
Today it still contains the Roman lighthouse and the Anglo-Saxon church, and more on these later. Soon after the Norman conquest of 1066, the Normans built a castle on this site in order to help William establish his control further over the south of England. It's during the reign of Henry II that the castle began to take shape that it is recognisable for today. Morris the engineer was the man in charge of building the keep, and the king spent over £6,500 on the castle. This is a huge amount.
I feel stupid right now. What's a keep? The keep.
I don't know. I was assuming
What?
that it's like the
main part?
the living space.
Is it? Is that what that is? We don't know.
The house part.
You're always right about stuff, so we're just going to
Probably
default
not.
to that.
I'm just guessing.
Let us know. But this has already got a lot of information. I have no idea.
The king spent over £6,500 on the castle. This is a huge amount of money,
Yeah,
considering his annual revenue was around £10,000.
Ooh.
During the First Barons' War, a group of rebel barons invited Louis VIII of France to take the English crown. His army had some success in breaching the walls of the castle, but could not take overall control. During this siege, the English defenders were able to tunnel out of the castle and attack the French from behind. The castle remained an intimidating proposition for anyone living in the local area. Under Henry VIII, he improved the defences of Dover and even visited the castle for a personal visit.
Hmm.
During the English
Whoa.
Civil War, it was held for the king, but taken by parliamentarians without a shot even being fired.
Look at that view.
I am. It's stunning.
That is cool. It was neat seeing all the walls and how it's built up top there. And then if you look down, look at all those little thingies there.
I love when Debbie...
And you can't see what I'm pointing at. The little
I don't even know what you're
green
pointing at.
roundy things before the water. I don't know how to describe it.
I love the castle architectural information by Debbie. It's always hilarious. Go back to which one was that?
Oh, I
don't
which
even
castle
know.
it was.
It wasn't about
These things, you know. No.
Let's start a whole channel just on you describing European like
not.
architectural
I don't know what I'm
structures.
talking about.
That's
Clearly.
hilarious. Well, let's rewind that just a little bit.
It was held for the king, but taken by parliamentarians without a shot even
Without a
being
shot.
fired. A local merchant managed to scale the cliffs with 10 men before stealing the keys from the porter's lodge before a garrison of soldiers could arrive. Towards the end of the 18th century,
Wow.
massive rebuilding took place at Dover Castle during the Napoleonic Wars. Extra gun positions were created at the castle and all across the town of Dover.
That's so much bigger than I thought it
Dover
was.
became a garrison town and there was a need for barracks and storerooms for the troops. For this, a complex of barrack tunnels was created.
Oh, wow.
These were about 15 metres below the cliff top and first accommodated troops in 1803. With the outbreak of the Second World War, Dover would become integral again against invasion. In 1939,
Nice.
the tunnels were converted into an air raid shelter, then a military command shelter, and finally an underground hospital.
Heck yeah. Heck
In
yeah.
May 1940, Admiral Sir Bertrand Ramsay directed the evacuation of troops from
That's freaking genius. An underground hospital during World War II. I mean, that's absolutely... Yes, perfect. Oh,
And
that's awesome.
In a castle that's already there.
Right. I mean, they already had the underground tunnels built.
Yeah.
But that is really cool. I had no idea. Now I can see why we're told to watch this and learn about this. This is very neat. I'm going to rewind that just a little bit because I want to miss anything. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm just like, this is really very... I can see why this could be the most, if not the most important castle.
Yeah, definitely.
then a military command shelter, and finally an underground hospital. In May 1940, Admiral Sir Bertrand Ramsay directed the evacuation of troops from Dunkirk from its headquarters in the cliffs tunnels. Following the Second World War, the tunnels were used as a shelter for the regional seats of government in the event of a nuclear attack during the Cold War.
Really?
This plan would later become abandoned. This is where we begin our tour of the castle. Upon visiting the castle, you are drawn to the huge hill that the castle sits upon. The imposing Constable's Gate
That's
was the
awesome.
entrance that we used. The Constable's Gate has been the castle's main entrance since the early 13th century.
Look at that. That is stunning. Don't take these views for granted, please, people. Please. Oh, that is so beautiful. I mean, I wish it was a sunnier day to see it better. But that is just absolutely gorgeous. I love castles so much, and this just reinforces why I do. Because there's so much history and cool things about it, and it saved lives. This place is amazing.
Back then and recently.
Yeah, thank you, Dover Castle.
At the time, a solid bridge structure was created to span the moat, with a gate or barbican on the outer side. Under this, a tunnel was dug through the chalk leading to the sally port. This house and residence was used as a house for the Constable of the Tower and was later given to the Deputy Constable. Today it is still the official residence of the Deputy Constable. The Bailey is the heart of the castle.
I want to be the deputy.
Inside the
constable.
Bailey would have been many different structures. There is documentary evidence that states that within the Bailey there would have been a great hall, a number of royal chambers, and also a chapel. The inner Bailey also housed a brew house, a bakehouse, and stables. This would have been a hustling and bustling place with many people working hard for the castle's custodian.
Okay.
The Church of St Mary in
that's
Castro
gorgeous.
is the largest and finest Saxon building in the whole of the county of Kent.
Oh, really?
The church as it stands today dates back to around 1000 AD.
Wow.
It was intended following the Norman conquest to serve the people of the castle. Throughout its history, it's fallen into decay a few times, however it's been restored also.
It's beautiful.
During the Napoleonic Wars, it was used as a court for a game similar to the sport of squash. Later on, it was used as a military or garrison church. Interesting.
When you guys do your I just forgot the word.
Restore.
Thank you. That word. Had a moment. When you guys do your restorations on buildings, you can't tell.
No.
I mean, I would never have known that. But that is just absolutely so beautiful. And another one of those buildings that's quintessentially British. What do you say?
Definitely is.
Yeah.
But I have a question, like, what's the little circly building next to the church?
The circly building.
Oh, a round tower. Is that part of it, or is it separate?
Is it? I don't know. Show it to me when you see it again.
Right there.
Oh, that. Don't know.
Let me know if you know.
In the nave, we were shown some Crusader graffiti that exists. This showed a boat, a horse, and 3 circles symbolising the Holy Trinity. The Roman lighthouse horse, we were shown some Crusader graffiti that exists. This showed a boat, a horse, and 3 circles symbolising the Holy Trinity.
Huh.
The Roman lighthouse that sits next to the church is known as a pharos. It is an octagonal tower that would have been twice the size as it is today, as the rocks were used to rebuild part of the church.
Yeah.
It acted as a lighthouse, helping Roman sailors navigate safely across the channel.
Oh, cool.
Another one of these stood at Western Heights. Stay tuned for our video on this amazing fort. Dover Castle's keep is rather phenomenal.
What is a keep?
It's one of the greatest intact keeps in the whole of England. Built in the 1180s by Henry II, its square turreted design stood as a statement to possible invaders of England. The keep acted as a symbol of the king's power and might. In 1480, Edward IV made the castle a bit more modern to make it a royal residence. This 4-storey building has only really 3 stories inside it, with the top story acting as a dummy story.
Okay.
On the ground floor of the keep, you are taken into the
Inside.
pantry. Although set up like a kitchen, there is no evidence for anything but a pantry or storeroom being present on the ground floor.
We're inside.
Just off the main room, you are taken into a smaller chamber that has a rather impressive and huge bread oven inside it.
No. Oh, that is.
Inside the pantry area, beer barrels and wine would have been stored, ready for a banquet fit for royalty.
Heck yeah.
At each corner of the castle is a series of staircases that lead you further up the castle.
I'm geeking out. We're inside a castle.
We're in the castle going up the steps.
Okay, sorry. I got to do this recently here in Cincinnati at the only castle we have on Patreon. It was epic.
It was cool.
Okay, sorry. I'm just like super excited.
At each corner of the castle is a series of staircases that lead you further up the castle. These are rather large staircases, and you can imagine they would be bustling with people when the king would be visiting.
I bet.
The outer room on the first floor has been set up as if Henry II is in residence, and is set up as a banqueting hall. Around the outside of the room, you can see vast decoration that would have lined the walls, including the insignia linked to the king.
That's neat.
You can also see grand pottery in silver that would have been used by the king, connoting a sense of grandeur. The king's chamber is another large room. This chamber is where the government business would have been carried out in the 12th and 13th century.
How neat.
This room would have had more restricted access than the hall in which dinner would have been served in.
Of course.
Only the king's closest advisors would have been able to see the king here.
If walls could talk.
Servants would have been close on hand in separate rooms, though, to tend to the king's every demand.
That's awesome.
The wardrobes that lead off these rooms are extremely grand. These would have been vast rooms in which clothes would have been stored, and also where people would get changed. Inside this room, the king would have had attendants who would help him and the queen choose clothes and get dressed. The king's hall was a large room in which would have been used for different purposes. It could have been used for great pomp and ceremony, and also for dining. A number of members of the household could have even slept inside this room. The roof of the keep offers some amazing...
So clearly the castle's open to the public, obviously. I mean,
Did
not know that too. I mean, obviously came into this knowing nothing except what we said at the beginning. That's another amazing stinking view. Look at that. That's overlooking the church. Wow.
That's beautiful looking out that way.
We have not looked at Kent. This is our first real look at anything around there. Hi to anyone from Kent. Hi.
I can't.
Hi. This is stunning. We have looked up videos, travel videos of Kent, and not really found much. Too short videos, but this is amazing. I mean, just again, the history and so many different things about the United Kingdom is just awesome.
Yeah.
And seeing inside is really, really neat. But that is absolutely gorgeous view. Yeah, I'm sorry I could look at this for a while. I'll go back later and do that.
Amazing views of Dover, the Western Heights, and also the English Channel. It is incredible at the top of the keep, and you can really see why the castle was built upon this hill.
Oh, absolutely.
You have an amazing view of the local area,
Yeah.
and also of the sea,
Yeah.
should anyone be invading from the channel. Outside the keep, the King's Gate offers a much more private entrance into the castle.
Wow.
The King's Gate is an impressive alternative gateway to the main castle.
I like it.
It also has a barbican here in which guards could be stationed within.
That's cool.
Also around this part of the castle are a number of different towers that could have been used for defence.
Huh.
One example of this is Godfrey's Tower, and there would have been guards stationed here to keep an eye on the town below.
Oh, smart.
One of the most incredible parts of the castle is the medieval tunnels that exist under part of the bailey. A series of tunnels would link up to different areas of the castle's defences. These tunnels also house sally ports and side gates, which would allow a garrison to mount counterattacks within.
Smart.
In the 19th century, the tunnels were amended after it was realised by William Twiss, a military engineer and lieutenant colonel, that the defences in this area of the castle were the weakest. This part of the castle was amended to have many different firing positions that could be used to fire upon enemies easily. The eastern defences offer amazing views of the port of Dover.
Oh, wow.
The Fitzwilliam Gate is named after the 15th century constable, and this is in the middle of this section.
I was just imagining riding a horse back then in medieval times down that little pathway. That's cool.
Ranch Tower was part of the original curtain wall and dates back to the 12th or early 13th century.
Jeez.
This tower has 2 tiers of arrow loops in groups of 3.
Whoa.
Walking around the battlements, you come across a number of different anti-aircraft emplacements that date back to the Second World War. There are a number of guns that are still housed at Dover Castle. Also, there are a number of magazines and stores for ammunition located next to these guns. The officers' new barracks were constructed between 1856.
Hold on, sir. Wow. Holy wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's just officers' barracks? It's like a royal palace to me.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
We could become officers and live there.
I'm fine with this. I don't think that'll work, but...
Maybe not.
Oh, wow. Okay, hold on.
Guns.
I'm in love.
The officers' new barracks were constructed between 1856 and 1858 and were used as accommodation for 45 officers.
Wow.
Since the Army's departure from the castle in the 1950s and 60s, this building has remained vacant. The fire command post was used...
We'll take it.
We can't move in.
Why can't we take
get and run the ranks of
It only took them 2 years to make
live
that,
there.
though, to build that. 2 years.
That's pretty amazing.
I mean, good Lord, there's houses in this neighborhood that's taking longer. Seriously, and they don't look that cool. All right, whatever. Vacant. That's not cool because that's just beautiful and stunning and perfect.
Oh.
And talk about real estate, man. That's an amazing place. Okay.
1950s and 60s, this building has remained vacant.
Why?
The fire command post was used in the First World War by officers to spot possible enemy aircraft. Adorning the walls are a number of different posters that can be used to spot Zeppelin airships and other bombing aircraft. The World War II tunnels that exist at Dover Castle have a rich history. Unfortunately, we were not allowed to film inside these, however there are over 4 miles of tunnels.
Wow.
They were used as a secure naval headquarters and, as mentioned earlier, served a number of different purposes. The hospital tour offers a view of what life would have been like during those days in which the tunnels were used as a medical facility. Also, they were used by Bertrand Ramsay to supervise and oversee the withdrawal of troops from Dunkirk. Overall, Dover Castle is an extremely impressive castle.
Yeah, it is.
Its rich history is one that spans thousands of years, and it tells a story of the defence of the nation. Its importance as a fortification is extremely valuable to national security, and it's clear that even up until the Cold War, it was seen as an extremely important place.
Still is.
If you haven't been, you must visit. However, we recommend more than one day to explore the whole castle, including the wartime tunnels.
True.
Thank you once again for watching.
Oh no, come on, man.
Let's see more.
I want to live into the officers' barracks for one. Did he say why they're vacant? I didn't hear it.
I did not.
If we missed
I don't
that,
remember.
yeah, I don't think we missed it. But if we did, or if you know why, let us know in the comments, please. And in the comments as well, please let us know if you've been. Is it as cool as we're assuming it is based off this video? Because it looks pretty daggone amazing.
And I would think walking through all those tunnels would probably be one of the cooler parts of going to visit.
Any of it's cool. It's a castle.
I know it's all cool, but I think that would be like one of the more cool places.
For you, yeah. Me just standing outside looking at it would be pretty darn cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just being there.
Yeah, I'd be down with that. But I didn't realize how beautiful that was and like where it was, built on top of and the scenery.
Mhm.
Like, my Lord, that is one of the prettier. We haven't looked into a lot of specific castles. We'd like to look into more. I'd like to look into all of them.
Yeah, you would.
Then yeah. But let us know your thoughts. And again, if you've been, let us know if it is as cool as it seems to be, because I don't see how it can't be. Again, if you guys liked today's video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the challenge. Debbie still has her. Did I say consider subscribing to the challenge?
You did. Oops.
It's been a long week, guys.
Consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget, I have my 100,000 subscriber challenge out there to get there by March 21st, which is my birthday. So please consider subscribing.
And see, I had the word challenge in my head because I knew you were
know.
going to say it. So, but no, that was beautiful. I just didn't expect the grounds and the views like that,
Yeah.
and so much history.
Yeah, and glad to see that they actually kind of repurposed it
Yeah,
for
many times.
World War II. And
Cold War.
yeah, and used it again. It's in a great location, and it had great significance to where it was and how they could reuse it, repurpose it.
Yeah, I don't like how he said it used to be important. I'm like, it's still important.
Yeah.
I mean, it embodies and still holds in its walls so much history. And the
Mhm.
hospital underneath too, like
Yeah.
genius in World War II.
Yeah.
Just genius. To take things like that too and use them for purposes that are current at the times.
Mhm.
Is something that I can't say we do all that often here. Would you agree with that?
I do agree with that.
Yeah, I think you do. I have a feeling you would. We will be back tomorrow.
Yay, back tomorrow.
Yeah, and let us know too, real quick before we take off here. What are some other castles in the comments? Please let us know
Mhm.
that we have to see, that we should really take a good look at,
Yes.
and just tell us this is the one you have to see. This is my favorite. Here's
Yep.
why. And if you can send a link, that'd be great too. It just makes it a little bit easier for us. If not, that's okay. We'll try our best to see if we can find something, but it helps if you have a link. But we'd like to look at more in the future. But again, we'll be back tomorrow. Until then, guys, please love like jazz.
Be as strong as Tyson.
Bye, guys.
Bye.